The true Steelers enigma, Wilson versus Fields. While many focus on the battle between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for the starting quarterback spot of the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's an even more pressing question looming over the team. Nearly a week removed from the NFL draft, the Steelers appear to have answered many of the questions they faced this offseason. However, for Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports, there's a big question that remains about the Steelers, potentially as a dark cloud. Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, Sullivan writes as the biggest remaining Steelers question. Pittsburgh signed Russell Wilson for a year after the Broncos moved on from him, and it seemed like he would be the starter for 2024, Sullivan writes. However, the Steelers then made a trade with the Bears for Justin Fields, setting the stage for a fascinating competition between the two later this summer. While Sullivan is correct to wonder about the Steelers' quarterback situation, considering the team's inability to develop former first-round pick Kenny Pickett into the franchise signal caller they hoped he'd be, we argue that Sullivan is asking the wrong question about the Steelers' quarterback situation. In our view, the question of Fields versus Wilson seems to have already been answered. In a recent press conference, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said that, as of now, Wilson is the favorite to be the starter. While that may change between now and the start of the regular season, we feel that the real question should be whether the answer to the Steelers' quarterback woes is on the roster. Wilson, at 35 years old, may have a Super Bowl title on his resume, but it cannot be denied that he hasn't been the same quarterback with the Denver Broncos as he was with the Seattle Seahawks. Over 2 seasons, Wilson completed just 63.3% of his passes for 6,594 yards with 42 touchdowns and 19 interceptions, while leading the Broncos to an 11-19 record as a starter. While this past season, which culminated in his benching and subsequent release, was an improvement over the previous year, it wasn't enough for the Broncos to justify giving him a third season. So, were Wilson's struggles in Denver due to the circumstances he found himself in, or was he part of the problem? That's a question Steelers fans will find out over time. And then there's Fields, who, despite being a 2-time Heisman Trophy finalist during his college career at Ohio State, hasn't found the same success in the NFL. As the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears, Fields has yet to be part of a team with a winning record or even .500. Fields completed 60.3% of his passes for 6,674 yards with 40 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in just his first 3 seasons. However, while he hasn't found consistent success through the air, he's proven to be a weapon as a runner, rushing for 2,220 yards and 14 touchdowns. So, once again, we ask, were the reasons for Fields' failures due to circumstances beyond his control? Or is it simply the case of Fields being a bust?